Bros Before Shows. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bros Before Shows. I'm Scotty.
I'm Will.
And we are with our guest, Mr.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis of Cobra King.
Cobra King.
He's a collector, and are you any relation to Mr. Will Davis?
I mean, if I have to admit it, he is my younger brother.
Oh man, I didn't know this was gonna get out.
You have a brother?
I have two.
What?
Yep. Unfortunately, I'm the baby.
Well, what did you enjoy bossing him around? Like,
It was
growing
always,
up?
yeah. It was always, I was the middle child, so it was
Middle
always
child,
the
so-
oldest and the youngest ganged up on me.
For him.
So you were like outmatched. Like,
Oh yeah.
Outgunned.
Yep.
well,
It was an interesting childhood.
I mean, I've got an older brother, like just one, but we were like 6 years apart. But like, what's the difference between y'all? You're like
4.
4?
Yep.
Okay.
So we kind of grew up liking the same things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
we
Did y'all both like get into collecting, like, or each
Baseball
found your own
cards.
like process?
We started out with baseball, football cards,
Sweet.
and stuff like that. We would take and line the entire living room up, side to side, wall to wall, front to back with cards. It was cool. Mom didn't like it too much.
what was that? The one that had all the creatures. I know you had Garbage Pail Kids, but what was the one that we had the boxes?
Oh
and
yeah, the
All-Star.
All-Star. I cannot recall.
All-Star.
Yeah, there was some kind of monster All-Stars or something like that.
Had the baseball players, and they each had like you did a big puzzle.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I still got those.
Yep.
And then eventually, like, you got into collecting, like,
Yeah.
way later, or
Yeah,
or as
Well,
teenagers, kids.
no, not so much as teenagers, but closer to adulthood. You know, I started, seeing a lot more stuff, and I was like, wow, I remember that from childhood. I was like, and now you could buy, you could start buying your old toys. I was like, wow. I was like, that's one way to relive your childhood.
Yep.
Is, buying stuff that you no longer have anymore.
Yeah. Well, what are you getting into now? What do you?
My biggest thing is G.I. Joe. From 1964 to 1994.
Oh, like
yeah,
the dolls too.
I collect the 12-inch Joes. I've got 60s and 70s, all sorts. Vehicles. I got the big space capsule, the astronaut.
And I know you've been collecting the 3 and 4 and 3.
Yep,
3
3
and
and
4s.
3/4. Yep.
And then, do you have the whole, like, every single figure? Or
No, I've got several hundred figures.
They made that many?
They made 500 and something from 82 to 94.
Yeah.
There's over 540 something figures. And I've
Each
got
one of them have accessories.
yes, and I've got multiples of some, but I've got upwards of probably 300 complete figures.
Wow.
So
It's pretty impressive.
Because I've been looking on like eBay and price guides and stuff about like the cost of Joes are going through the roof. Like
yes,
like those mailaways that used to be like $3 and send in some flag points are now what?
Speaking of mail
almost 200 or more.
200. It's crazy.
Speaking
Nuts.
of mailaways, you brought some to show us.
So what'd you bring, man?
I actually did. So I keep mine in these cool little tackle boxes.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And,
smart. Yeah.
Some of them are in the smaller ones. They hold 6. These will hold 12.
Yeah.
But these particular ones, I can put the cards up in this section because it's a flat section. But so, like, and good luck finding his baton. But Sergeant Slaughter.
Slaughter. I met him not too long ago.
Yep,
at the show.
he is.
a great guy.
Let me tell you a
Very
story about Sergeant Slaughter. He is excited when he gets to see people.
Aw.
He when I met him, it was at St. Tammany 2 years ago.
Okay.
And so we got up there and was meeting him and talking to him, and he was like, "So you here for a photo op?" Or I was like, "I got some toys, I'd like signed." And I had the Marauders, Sergeant Slaughter carded, and I got the Argentina Sergeant Slaughter, the South American Argentina Sergeant Slaughter. And he was like, "Man," he was like, "these things are cool." He's like, "You don't see these carded come through a lot." So he told me, he said, with this one, the Argentina one, I call it the Sargentina. But so he was like, "Don't ever get rid of this." He said, "Not because I'm signing it, but because these are so rare." He said, regardless of me signing or not, he said, he said, "You can see my table. I don't have these." And he signed it, and I gave him the Slaughter's Marauders one, and he looked at the guy at the table with him, and he was like, "Is this the third one?" He looked at me and said, "Oh no, the one that I've gotten, I wish I could have got a video of him saying it, but it was the second carded Slaughter's Marauders figure that he has ever signed."
Oh wow!
So that's pretty special to me.
Nice.
So,
Wow, man.
and it's got a good clear bubble and everything. It's nice. But I've got all of the Malaways that I have cards to, like Duke and this. What is that one?
Oh, this is the
moccasin.
water moccasin pilot.
Yep. He was actually a Mal. A lot of people don't realize it's a redback Malaway file card. Some of them were redback, some of them were the cardboard, and then and then this was, I guess, at one point white, but it's a little bit discolored now. But
so you showed this to us earlier.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to tell us the story on the Steel Brigade.
okay.
Mail-away.
So.
Well, yeah, because the Steel Brigade figures are like
They're the big ones.
They're all in most books as 1987.
Okay.
But some people say that they were available as a mail away from 87 through 89. But all of them, I believe, are they use different body parts from different figures.
Mm-hmm.
But so this is the Malaway form for a Steel Brigade, and some poor kid filled it out, and his parents, unfortunately,
He sure did.
He never got his Steel Brigade.
He never got his Steel Brigade. Sorry, buddy.
Or Justin Duda.
What?
Is that what it says, Justin Duda?
From
Crystal Lane, 8 Crystal Lane, Lathan, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so Justin, if you're watching this,
Lithuania.
we've got your Steel Brigade mail away.
So, but so speaking of Steel Brigade,
oh, he's in the other one. Mark's got more.
I've got a lot of Malaways that I've collected.
I can pull one off the shelf if you need me to.
So I've got the version D. Everybody's got.
I can't even tell the difference. They all
okay. So it's got his head sculpt is totally unique to him, and then they've got, like, these two both have Duke's torso, and he's got Airborne. They both have Airborne's legs. And this has got the Cobra officer, I believe, waist. And this one's got Duke's
I see
waist.
now.
And then they both have it's not
Crimson Guard.
No, it's got I forget whose arms they are from the 82, 83 line. It was
wow. So the company took, like, leftover parts?
Yeah, they used the mold, and
I mean, that's kind of smart.
And name him anything you wanted to name.
Hodgepodge. So there's version A, B, C, and D, and then the Gold Head Steel Brigade.
Here's a gold.
Yeah, and good luck finding one of those for a good price because complete he's about a $900 figure right now.
Wow. Yeah, see, I remember from Mailways, I remember Quick Kick, Jinx, Cobra Commander with the hood, and I think you even have one of those somewhere.
What's that?
The Cobra Commander?
Right here.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the figures that I've got to find his blaster.
Yeah, he's blue, gold, and red.
Yep.
So, wow.
And the infamous fridge.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Fridge, the football player.
Yep, I got him. Don't have his file card, but I do have the fridge and his football flail. I've even seen him for sale with the football broken off. People would use them for other toys and stuff like that. Put them with some of the bigger, some toy line, and put them in a football throwing pose or something.
That's crazy.
Yep, but I do have the fridge. I've actually got the Mailaway Duke with his infamous, always missing, the American flag sticker.
Oh, yeah.
They usually put them somewhere on the figure. I've seen them on his back, on his helmet, on his chest, or on his leg, wherever.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just got set to the side and it's always lost. But I do have, and how I found my sticker, I tell everybody, and you do it too, when you get a package in the mail, no matter if it's a lot that you bought or from another toy collector, the flaps on the bottom of the box, I found some cool stuff under those flaps. I'm here to tell you. His sticker, I had him complete already, but, and he was originally a mail-away in '83.
Yeah.
And
then he became.
they used the exact same figure. It's still dated '83, but it was released in 1984. Of course, they always have.
Yeah.
Like I've even got a 2002 figure that's got the '80s stamp on it because they reused the mold, the original molds. But yeah, it is awesome, and one of my most favorite of the Joe line that I currently have, one of my top two, is my Listen and Fun Tripwire, Cobra's Revenge.
How cool was that?
The figure came with a cassette tape.
Yeah,
So,
it came on a big card, and it was.
I've got a cool story about this.
And I keep him wrapped up because I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I keep him wrapped up because he is dead mint, no nose rub. His symbol on his shoulder
Is that the one you
perfect.
got from me, or is that the one?
That one.
So you got two of them.
Yep, I got it. I do have an extra, but only for a little while. He's going to a new home. I'm doing a trade. Yep. Old Jonathan Strickler. He's going to live with him for a while. But I keep him wrapped up in bubble wrap because he is the nicest that I've ever come across. Only the second one, but he is dead mint, and I want to keep him that way. He's got his backpack, his mine detector, and only one mine, so he is nearly complete.
And then what would he be worth? Complete. Any guesses?
Complete. He's 500 or more
Loose.
right now.
Loose. Okay.
Complete.
You want to get sick? Rod Scott. You remember Rod Scott?
I remember Rod Scott well.
Went to visit Rod Scott to help him redo his store. He offered me a carded Listen and Fun for $60. And I said, what am I going to do with that? I don't collect G.I. Joes.
Oh.
You had no idea.
I had no idea. So Rod Scott, if you're watching this and you still have that carded listening fund
For $60.
for $60, I would love to take it off your hands.
And if not, I need a puke bucket, folks.
Make that third. I'll take it. That's
Wow.
a nice turnover.
I'll
You never know.
Yeah.
So you don't
Check the flaps. Check your figures, people.
Yes. Who would have thought that
Who would have ever known?
20 years later,
our childhood
toys
would
that
be
we buried in the dirt mostly.
and shot with BB guns.
Shot with BB guns.
Bottle rockets to the moon.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Bye bye tripwire. Bye bye.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Well, Mark, what else do you collect?
Vintage Star Wars.
Oh, I love Star Wars.
I've got the 12-inch. I've got several. I've got Luke, Leia, Han, Boba Fett.
Okay.
Darth Vader.
And Darth Vader and C-3PO.
Oh, so you're missing only like.
I need
Yeah.
R2-D2.
Yeah, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
I've got Chewbacca also.
You do?
Yeah. Yes.
When did you get that?
I've had him for a while. He was one of the earlier ones that I got, I think.
Okay.
So,
Egg
I need
88.
Egg 88, yeah.
Good luck with that one.
I might have to part with
you
some.
might have something in here.
Goodbye, tripwire.
Yeah.
Hello, Egg 88.
Yeah, it'd have to be a complete one, I guarantee it.
Wow.
But, so... yeah, I'm working right now on my last 17. I've got...
Well, everyone is like
Right.
is trying to get that. So
And the
they're
last
going
17
crazy.
There's a big ordeal. Some people don't consider Paplu and...
Who's Paplu?
Paplu is one of the Ewoks.
Okay.
Because Paplu was released earlier with the... wow.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi line. So
Oh, before they switched.
right,
To
but a lot of the figures were released in that line, you know, with the coin and everything, the power of the Force. But not all of them are, you know, they're just the last 17 figures that were released before they stopped.
Yeah.
But that's where you get a lot of the new stuff like the A-Wing pilot and
I mean the toy
Yak Face, which was only released
yeah.
in the UK.
Yep.
That's why he is, and I've luckily got two. One of which I'm hoping to use to further my last 17. You know.
Well, there you go.
So I got some good stuff to.
How many of them did you get from me?
What's
The
that?
Yak Faces.
I got.
Both of them.
Did I get both of them?
Both of them.
Where's my yak face, Will? Where's my yak face?
Sorry, Scotty. I'm sorry.
You get
I
him
mean-
like 2, 3.
I mean, you're talking to a guy that had.
Bros before shows, Scotty.
But you're talking to a guy that had a carded pop-up saber R2-D2.
I had 2 Amnamans. I had 3 Yak Faces. 2 were graded. 11 Blue Snaggletooths. 78 Boba Fett's.
You know what that is? That is my
40.
college tuition for 4 years. That's what that is.
It's not hoarding. It's a problem. It's not hoarding when it's toys.
Yeah, there you go.
We love
like
it.
that.
So I got a question
Love it.
for you, Mark.
All right.
And it's something we ask most everybody that we interview. What is the first toy you remember playing with?
Oh my gosh. The first toy I remember playing with. Does a BB gun count? Back in my day. But
Depends on who made it.
yeah. So the first toy that I remember playing with, oh man, that really sticks to my mind
Yeah.
is going to be the LJN wrestlers.
We spoke
And-
about that
Oh yeah,
with Jay.
with Jay a lot.
And I had a
Which one in particular?
boatload. Oh my!
I remember you had a lot of them.
You
You had Roddy Piper and
Roddy Piper was the #1.
you had Iron Sheik.
I always
you had,
pitted him and the Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
I had George the Animal
Hulk was
Steel.
my favorite.
I had Hulk Hogan. I had
Naturally.
I had poundage of the LJN wrestlers.
So if you had to pick one, which one was it that drew you in the most? The one that you remember the most?
the LJN, I would have to say Roddy Piper.
Good choice.
He was you know, you got to think. And then he
Yeah,
went
Kill.
on to star in They Live.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
infamous, most awesome
Oh yeah, with
of
like the
fight
the
scene.
shades
Yes.
and You see that?
The
yeah.
fight scene was great.
There is they've never made another fight scene quite like that.
I remember
It was
that
intense.
the lady from the Master of the Universe movie. She played Evil Lynn.
Yes.
She was in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, she was.
So
And
So many good movies back then.
yes, a lot of people don't like the Masters of the Universe
I love
movie.
the Master.
It's
of the
our
Universe.
first live action,
Dolph
It was-
Lundgren as He-Man
yeah.
was perfect.
and
He was just learning how to speak English correctly because he didn't really know, and he almost
Really?
the director almost had his voice dubbed because he just couldn't get it. He couldn't sound like He-Man,
Really?
and then he worked like hard, and then he finally proved himself.
He
and
had the
that's-
physique.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
physique.
it was great. Gwildor.
Wasn't
Bill-
he the guy that played Willow?
He was the
Yeah.
magician.
Billy
Yes.
Billy Bartley.
Billy Bartley.
Nice.
Also,
And then Ward Davis was in that movie too.
Yep.
He was Willow.
Yes.
Yep.
They're bringing back Willow.
Yeah, Disney Plus is bringing back the new Willow
Thank
series.
you,
I've
Disney.
I've waited forever
30
for a
plus
second
years.
movie of Willow, or I'll
What
take a
was it,
series.
1984?
88. It came out.
88?
It came out in
Okay,
88.
so 30
And
years.
Ron
was
Howard.
31
directed that.
years? Ron Howard?
Ron Howard.
Little Red Ron Howard
Yep.
from...
Ronnie. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. He directed it. George Lucas wrote the story.
Amazing.
I guess that's why we like it.
You
Because
learn something new every day, folks.
It was.
in the same world, same universe.
Yep. My goodness, it's just been amazing. I would have never thought in a million years that I would have amassed a collection, and regretfully I sold it all to one guy except for my vehicles.
But you're getting.
And
obviously
now
you're getting
what
it
I
back.
have compared to what
Yeah.
I did have, it boggles my mind. I look at it and I'm like, this is mine, and it's like, wow.
Do you like the hunt? Do you like
The hunt-
the journey, the hunt?
I
for
love
the
okay.
figures, or do
A
you
lot
just
of
like stuff
people-
that come in the mail? Like
No, I do it all. But now some people are like, I love the thrill of the hunt. I've got it. Okay, it's time to get rid of it. It's on to
Oh,
something
okay,
else.
so you.
But
you're willing
I'm
to,
not.
Like, let stuff
No,
go.
I
You don't like
well,
hold on.
I do. So for several years,
Okay.
I was a buyer only. I only bought. And Will was like, you know, you can let stuff go, you know, to further. you know."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but I got all this, and it's so cool, and
But it can fund the collection.
There
yeah.
you go.
So
You know
so
how many
let
Joes
your
you can
hobby
get for
pay
that
for
one
itself.
figure in there?
Yes.
You can get a whole army of
Yeah.
Joes.
And
That-
you have
and-
to.
And
So
it's the thrill of the hunt is awesome, but getting it and
completing it.
completing it, man, it's
See,
a lot of mine.
Yeah.
I've completed myself. I've bought some complete, very few.
You're talking about like the little pieces that come with
All
the
the-
figures. and
all
stuff. See,
the
I only cared about the
accessories.
figures.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just tossed the.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
yeah.
But
I want this.
and then now I'm having the trouble of finding these little like black guns for $380.
Yeah.
Imperial gun.
I
from
just
Star
recently
Wars.
bought a Chuckles, his little pistol,
Oh.
little bitty.
Yeah.
And I saw it at a shop for $10. I was like, yes, no doubt, I will buy that because somewhere I believe I have a Chuckles that is not complete.
There you go.
I have his holster and him, and all he needs is his little gun. And yes, I gave $10 for that because I need
And
it.
you just immediately increase the value of that figure
Yes.
whenever you get ready to sell it, to turn it over.
For
Right.
more than $10 because
For more than 10.
yeah.
Because
So-
this stuff's only going to go up in value every year from what
Right.
I've seen. Since COVID, like people just they weren't working, so they just stayed home and they just improved their
Had
Grew their
made
collections.
decent money, and they're
and
like,
now
you know
this
what?
stuff is just skyrocketing.
Because the market, you know, there's such a demand.
Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of people that never thought about collecting
Now.
are like, oh, you can buy that? Like, what? I had that as a kid. I want to buy that. And they're like, why not? I'll start a little collection. No. It's never small.
It's never small.
It's never.
It's a living room.
Yeah, it's a whole house.
It's a
So
whole house.
our show is coming up this weekend.
The South Mississippi Toy Fest on June 18th.
We'll
Which
all
is like
three be
Father's Day
vendors.
weekend,
We'll
but
all be
hey,
there.
bring your kids.
Spend time with your kids.
Show them your childhood.
Well, by the time this gets edited,
Well,
the
yeah.
show may be over.
That's true.
However, we are doing another one. It'd be
Yes.
we haven't announced it officially yet, but it's gonna be November 19th.
November 19th. We are also interviewing Keith Wall at our show.
Yeah.
Yes. So after this episode,
So
we'll
we're gonna have
have
a few more guests, and there's a whole list of people that
Yes.
want to be on this, and they've had so many stories to
I know.
tell. I can't wait to
It's
hear them out.
I'm excited.
Awesome. I love.
We're going to Joe Fest together.
Oh,
the
yeah.
following
Joe
weekend.
Fest. Yeah.
Yes.
What's the date? June 20.
June 24th,
4th,
5th,
5th, and 6th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, 24th.
We're going to Georgia.
Augusta.
3 of us.
Yep, I'm here to tell
Ride
you.
or
This is
die.
only my second. Yes, sir. This is my second Joe Fest. I
We've
went
never
2
been.
years ago.
I have been to JoeCon
But not
and
Joe Fest.
when it came to New Orleans
Yeah,
in
I used to have.
2012.
Yep.
So we're newbies.
But I've seen the videos of Joe Fest. It's a huge.
Last
it's a
year-
great toy show.
Last
Not
year.
just for G.I. Joe.
Right.
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 Oh,
You can find
it's
everything.
not just Joe's. It's every toy line. But you have to sell Joe's at your booth in order to
be a
sell.
vendor, right.
Yeah.
Right. So last year I was not able to go. I was working out of town, and when I heard that last year was the best Joe Fest of all time.
But this one
But
looks
what
like a
about
good
this year?
lineup. Looks like a good
But what
lineup
about
this year.
this year?
This year, it's gonna top last year. No
So,
doubt.
if any of our followers see us, feel free to come talk to us.
Yeah.
Throw us some Joes.
Yeah. We'll sit down and have a conversation
Oh, yeah.
with you. We'd love to hear more
I
stories.
gotta make my list. I have no idea what I'm looking for.
I love.
I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah. I'm
True.
the same way.
I mean,
I hunt with my eyes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what accessories. I don't bring a list, and then I see, oh, I need that for this figure.
So,
It's
you,
just-
you make mental
I
lists.
make a yes. I have a mental list.
See,
a lot,
I end up just buying duplicates that way. If
I forgot I had this.
So, like,
but it's a good thing because I've accidentally bought stuff extra, and like, why did I buy that? And somebody I knew locally was like, I'm looking for that. I bought an extra one. I didn't know why the universe wants you to have it.
see,
So.
that's
or
your guy.
also, it could be a variant.
True. Yes.
Never know.
Yeah.
If you're a variant hunter, yes, they are there.
There's the international figures with different paint jobs.
Yep. The
The
fun
Steel
school.
Brigade, I mean, there's 4 versions of him.
5.
Oh,
Includes-
excuse me, 5 versions.
So there are the fun school. You got India. You got Russia. You got
It's crazy. I mean,
there's
just G.I. Joe's now. That's
yeah.
not counting. I mean,
Star
you got
Wars is the same way.
You got Mexican, you got China,
Yes.
you've got Hong Kong, you've got
Taiwan.
yeah,
Taiwan. Yep.
and everybody that collects Star Wars,
Halatoy.
yeah,
and-
they're after.
The UK.
Some people just
releases,
like
yeah.
us. Some people just collect to be collecting, but then there's other guys that they chase those variants, and it means something. Like I have to have the one that's got the writing on the leg that's going this way, or it's missing this.
See, and there are even from
short pores or
even from Hong Kong, the same figure, the same year, can have the date code either in 1 line or 2 or even 3 lines.
a raised bar where they didn't have
right.
Yeah.
It was just a raised bar like on
Wow.
Darth Vader. That
Oh, the double telescoping.
Yeah, there could be-
lightsabers.
right.
There could be 10 versions of one figure, and there's people
Round hair
that
Luke,
have
long hair
to have every one of them. And I
Molded
you can't.
face, painted
Yeah.
face. the whole
stuff I never. Why do you think I stopped doing Star Wars? Because I realized that there was no way that I could chase that white rabbit.
That rabbit hole is deep.
I mean, I had just had my oldest daughter, and diapers aren't free, and clothing and this, that, and the other.
Formula.
And I got so close to having them all, and then you hear about painted face this, or this one's got a different lightsaber, or this one's a raised bar, and that's China, and this. I'm like, I can't do this.
Gray hair, white hair.
I can't do this. I can't afford it. I had 33 carded Star Wars figures by the time she was 3 years old, and realized that I was nowhere close to being done.
That's why Hasbro is bringing back the retro collection of like Star Wars, where you can get like a first set.
And they're
affordable.
They're
$10.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
because
just announced some new figures, I believe.
Because like, who's gonna pay $10 for like?
What's the most expensive new figure
$120.
Yeah. $24 for a Marvel
and
Legend.
there's new Star Wars collectors out there, and G.I. Joe's doing the same thing. They're bringing back the O-ring.
There's guys collecting Black Series. I'm sorry.
No,
like Black Series, man. They're dead.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? You think, okay, here we are talking about our childhood. Yeah, they got toys out now, but who are the companies really gearing towards?
The adult collector.
The adult collector. These are your childhood toys. Here, have the
We'll give you the new ones.
They know we got jobs and we got money.
Yep.
Well, Jonathan once told me he said now that we're adults we have disposable income.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And real quick, I'm gonna give a shout out to Tony Lugo for sending me this shirt. I got it in the mail today. Thank you. And I want to thank you for getting everybody together and getting the whole ball rolling with us.
Yeah, dude, you originally kind of started this.
Yes.
Yeah, the local scene. Yeah. So
we used to get together at your house.
We all talked about, sick and tired of not having anything local, and everything was hours away. And one day I was like, why not start a little meetup, and for everybody local. I had no idea the amount of collectors in our area right here.
We had about 20 people that would show up and hang out.
And it was mind-boggling. And still learning of new people.
And they would bring friends. The next time we showed up, hey man, can I bring a friend? Yeah, bring a friend.
Hey, can I host, a meetup at my house? Let's do it. And, everybody kind of started doing their own thing, and I had to work out of state and everything. And Scotty was like, "Hey, I want to start a show. Let's do it to it, man. Do it to it."
But you had the original idea, and then I got with Will and
it took off.
Let's do it.
And
now we're going
into
our 4th show. Our 1-year anniversary is coming up in July.
How awesome.
We've been doing this for a full year.
And it is growing into what,
People
hopefully it grows. Hopefully it grows a lot bigger.
Yeah.
It's great.
It will.
This is something you can spend as little or as much as you really want.
You don't have to feel obligated. You don't have. Yeah.
Right.
That's why I keep it mission free, because it's not about how much you pay to get in.
You got single moms or single dads that if they had to pay $10 a head for a kid and they've got 3 kids, they've spent $30 before they even walk through the door, and then they can't afford to buy their kid something. And that's another reason why we do big bins.
Have like dollar bins or $5 bins or $3
Jason Mack, for instance, gives kids toys all the time.
That's what it's about.
Yes.
Like I know, it's for us to define those variants or get items, but
we want
it's also for the kids today. This is our childhood that we're sharing with them.
Show your children what you loved, and through that, now you have something to give back, and you can do together. Like I take my daughters to.
And you've got them collecting what, My Little Pony?
I've got My Little Pony. I've got Care Bears. I just started off. I'm gonna pick up some strawberry shortcakes for them. I've been watching a lot of that stuff, and try to get them stuff that I may have not necessarily collected when I was a kid, but it was girl stuff. You said something about the two
Punky Brewster.
Yeah, I've got Punky. They each had their own Punky Brewster doll. it's 80s, man, and it was girl toys, so I'll collect girl toys for you so that you can appreciate this, and we can do this together when you're 8, 9, 10 years old.
Speaking of these strange offshoot different toy brands and everything, not only were there toys, but also the cartoon Pound Puppies.
Yes.
Oh.
I had Pound Puppies.
They each had their own comic book back then.
Yeah.
Every line did.
Yeah.
Even the Muppets.
The little plush puppies and everything. They still sell. Even the smaller ones.
I had a little brown.
I had the small ones. I had the big ones. Watched the cartoons. Like, man,
it was real
Rainbow Bright and all that stuff.
You had the toy in your hand and the comic book and the shows on
TV. And you're watching.
That was your reality back then.
Yeah. And same for the G.I. Joe. Like I only wanted to collect the Joe figures that were on the cartoon. I didn't really want any.
I didn't want the other 785.
No.
I just want the 5 guys that I see every Saturday.
Yes.
Well, and what was I saying? But cartoons. There were only, most everybody out there can relate. We only had Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah. There was no cartoons.
And you had to wait for it.
Yeah, because the bus came at like 6 a.m. to get you.
You can't get up to go to school. Oh, I'm tired. Saturday morning, you popped up. I'm a TV on, waiting for that beep to go away, the static. Good morning, Saturday. Here we are, like, woo! Come eat breakfast after this. There was no pause.
The commercial break. You had to wait till the
commercial.
Wait
till the commercial.
But then they played like all these toy commercials, so then you're like, no, I have to watch the commercials.
Let's listen to the new stuff. Mom, hey, I want that.
They got He-Man. They got Optimus Prime.
Yep, we had He-Man, Ghostbusters.
And then what did Mom say? I'll have to talk to Santa.
Yeah,
Hey, Santa, me and you gotta have a sit down, because some of them toys I wanted as a kid I never got.
It happens.
At least I didn't get cold.
Yeah. So what? Speaking of cartoons, what was your favorite cartoon to watch as a kid?
Oh man. Okay. So you kind of put me on the spot here on that.
That's what we do.
It was what was the name of it? It was the one with the mice that lived in the sewer. Oh man, what was the name of that?
They know about the turtles in the sewer.
No, it was
Biker Mice from Mars.
No, it was. Oh my goodness.
Are you talking about the Littles?
The Littles.
The Littles.
The Littles. Oh my good grief, man.
They lived in these people's like house.
Yeah, they were like almost like pack rats.
Yeah.
Man,
I remember the kid like would talk to them, but his parents didn't know. But the parents were like historians. They would like look up like they searched like their history and stuff.
Yeah,
like, there was a whole history of like
how do I not know about this?
Dude, it was one of my absolute favorite cartoons as a kid. Was the Littles. I absolutely loved it.
So is this in any relation to Stuart Little?
Nope.
Now I don't know, but if there are any figures that they ever made,
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to research. That just
the hunt begins.
The hunt begins for the Littles.
Yep. There were so many amazing cartoons back then.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got to think.
It hooked us. It hooked us as a kid.
Transformers.
Over and over and over.
Transformers was
Thundercats.
Awesome. Thundercats.
SilverHawks.
Yes.
But if a show didn't have a toy line, it died.
Yep.
Toy lines made it successful.
That's what happened
Keep it
to
going.
the Littles.
Had no toy line.
I have no idea.
Have no idea, but now that you brought it up, I'm gonna have to check.
So all your G.I. Joes and go find
the
Littles. You're gonna be known as the Littles guy.
What was that show? What was that one cartoon with Master Blaster and all them? Do you remember that? Yeah, I gotta look that up. That just
Mask.
Mask.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look that up now.
So are we gonna ask everybody at Joe Fest if they had? Do you have any of the Littles?
Little what?
The
little rats. Oh, we got You know, they run around here
rats
somewhere.
too.
No, not that kind of rat.
The rats for the Rat King?
No.
No.
Well, Mark, any last words?
Get out and hunt, man. It's too fun to not to. It is. Collecting, it literally will bring you back. Even if you just go and look, for a lot of people that don't collect, and I tell people all the time, go to a toy show. Go and look. Just take a walk down memory lane, down into your childhood. You know, you don't have to buy anything. You may, but it literally, it just brightens your day. It's awesome. Get out and look.
I remember that.
Yes.
These are grown people. Like,
Yeah.
in their
Don't be afraid to have a conversation.
older.
I mean,
Right.
a lot of people think you have to be weird to collect.
No.
I mean, we're all weird in our own way. Face it.
Everybody collects something.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what it is.
Belly button lint.
But don't. Well, that's a good one.
That's gross.
We make candles out of that.
Oh my. And use earwax.
Yeah. Bros before shows, belly button lint,
Ugh.
candles. Coming next fall.
No.
But yeah, it's been. I'm glad that I got turned on to it, and it's been amazing. It can be overwhelming
It
Yeah.
is.
at times. You gotta take a step back.
Go at your own pace. You don't
Yes.
have, it's not a marathon.
Don't
Well,
jump
yes, it
in
is a
both
marathon,
feet
but it's
unless
not-
you're prepared.
You don't have to start off fast. Just
Well, I mean, I've done it. I've hit that high, hit the lows. I've quit and came back. I mean, it's.
I've had to take a step back and have time to really focus on certain things
Mhm.
within my collection.
yeah.
Instead of getting you can get overwhelmed easy because there'll be so much. It's like wow, and it's not that you spend a lot of money, but you get so much at once, and it's like, where do I, Then all of a sudden it's like I got this.
Yeah.
And you just got to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm gonna focus on this,
Just this.
and
Yeah.
then
Good
get
way of
that,
looking at
and
it.
then you know what, and then you can. But it can get overwhelming at times. But I've seen a lot of people like, I'm just gonna throw my hands up, I quit, get rid of it all, and then regret it.
And then come
Man,
back
you
into
don't
it.
have to talk about me. I'm right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
It's okay, buddy.
Oh,
But-
your family.
So, but yeah, it has been a tremendous amount of fun. G.I. Joe's, the O-rings, therapy. O-ring therapy.
O-ring therapy.
I agree.
Get all your Joes.
Switching
Star
around.
Wars don't have them, so there's nothing. You get a Star Wars figure, and it's just, it's there forever. G.I. Joe's, the O-ring pops. You get the O-rings. You can have a pile of them, and just take the screws, pop them apart, put a new
Yeah, some
O-ring.
people just love
slip
to do
them,
that.
take
I enjoy
time.
it. I've done it for Rodney Pittman. I've done it
Always.
for Jonathan.
My one big bit of information, a little tip that I can give people with the O-rings, because I hear a lot of people cracking the wastes trying to put them back in. If you can change your T-post, take the legs apart and turn the T-post to where the hook is backwards, facing the rear, and put the T-post, put your legs straight out and the T-post, the hook up
Sitting position.
in the sitting position, and fish it through with some kind of screwdriver or a little hook.
Knitting needle
Yep.
works
Yeah,
great.
And I promise you will have more success. And
He's not joking. It's
I've
tried and true.
I've passed this bit of information around since I figured it out. I can honestly say I've never broken a waist.
Wow.
Never, not once.
And they're getting harder to replace too, and more
Yes.
expensive. So
They're getting older.
Yep.
Just like
the plastics, degrading just like we are.
And you got to think some of the. I could sit here and talk about this all day, but some of the late '80s and early '90s Joes actually need a thicker O-ring
Wow.
because the arms. That's what gives the the arms, their ability to stay in position.
Oh.
Because you see a lot of these with the floppy arms.
Or the head will flop up and
Right.
down.
Right.
Because the O-ring isn't fat enough. So that's something
Yeah,
to keep
there's
in mind.
different sizes for that little rubber
Yes.
band.
There
You
is.
can get the same diameter but with a thicker band O-ring, and it will contact the inside of the shoulders and the head. That'll keep the head from being so floppy, and the arms will actually hold positions.
There's
Yes.
guys on eBay that do a lot of good for the community. There's a guy that does it for the Motu bands to replace
yeah.
them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's on
You can-
Facebook
See,
as
I
well.
I just thought once the legs broke, that's it.
Nah,
But-
man, it's such an easy fix. I mean, I can replace them, and you have. I've done it without hot water, but if you have hot water available,
Hot water is better
Man.
than a blow dry or
Yeah.
anything. That just takes too long. And
But I've done them at when we went to see Rob Ross. People were questioning the broken bands, and I put 2 of them together in 5 minutes in front of everybody to show them how it's done. I mean, the fishing it through the other side is the hardest part, and naturally getting that other leg where you want it. But I mean, you have the right tools.
Yeah.
I mean, less than 5 minutes, you can put one back together by yourself.
the visionaries take large O-rings.
Yeah. Just like a G.I. Joe.
Cops and crooks.
Cops and crooks.
They take a larger one, but yes, these figures can be taken apart. Don't get rid of them. They have an O-ring. The visionary, you have to pop the chest plate off
Right.
carefully.
Right.
Take that hog
And it's in
down.
the front instead of the back.
Yes, it's in the chest.
Never
So,
did that.
yep, and it's got a big T-post just like on a G.I. Joe, but larger. The cops and crooks have an even larger. So all your toys can be fixed. Don't be afraid to fix a toy. You can fix up an automobile and make it worth money.
Yeah.
Some people don't. There's an argument in the toy collectors, circles. Oh, this thing's been repaired. It's not worth anything. So you mean my 72 Volkswagen Type 2 microbus, when I restore it, it's not worth anything? No, it's worth more.
You can restore comic books.
Now,
you can restore houses and cars
Comic
and
books,
anything.
yeah.
You
Toys is no
can't-
different.
You touch a
So-
toy and it's a sin.
if I repair a toy, I let it be known. I don't, because
you're not trying to hide it.
right, because some people are like, oh, I bought this from you. Like, well, you're trying to hide that. Now, if you buy and sell a lot, you may not know. But if you repair a toy, just say, hey, look, I repaired it.
That's somebody.
It works perfect, but I did have to do a repair.
Be neighborly.
It's not
Right.
It's not the original over.
Honesty. Right. Oh yeah, and
things break.
if you send a toy in to get graded, a G.I. Joe or anything that takes an O-ring and it's not original, they'll send it back to you.
Wow.
They will not grade because it's not original. But in my opinion,
It's like a 40-year-old little piece of rubber.
right.
That's
It's gonna
supposed to
deteriorate.
last forever.
It's
They-
gonna deteriorate.
There's a big stink going on because of that. They'll charge you. They won't refund you, but they'll
Take your money.
You paid for the grading, but you're not getting it. They'll put it in a little case, the acrylic case, but it won't have a grading on it.
Wow.
And in some instances, they just put it back in a mailer and mail it back to you. That's tough
Do
because
your homework.
just know.
And if you're new to collecting, ask somebody. Ask
Reach
a
out.
bunch of questions, because that's what we at one time, believe it or not,
We didn't know anything.
we knew nothing.
I inundated people with questions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they were never like, oh man, you asked too much. No, they're like, oh sure, here, this and this, this is this and that. And there are definitely people out there that are willing
To help.
to help.
Yeah, I've been helped. I've been helped
I've
by
been
many
helped
people.
a lot early on, and then now with my knowledge, I help people. I don't mind talking to anybody, answering questions, helping. I've gone to different people's houses and gone over to their sorting table and helped them sort gear. I've sorted gear for people in, the business, have storefronts. I've gone in there, like, they got a table where they're sorting stuff. And they're like, oh, you know what that is? Oh, yeah, this goes to this and this goes to this. They're like, man, I appreciate that.
DC at More Fun Comics in New Orleans.
Yes. Yep. Great guy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you get a chance, go check him out.
More Fun Comics. Yes.
More Fun Comics. All right. Well, everyone, Mark Davis in the house. Thanks for coming, Mark.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
This is what it's all about.
All right.
We'll see you at our show this Saturday, June 18th.
And possibly in November.
See you then, too.
All right, everyone. Take care. Peace out.
Until next time.
Yeah, boy.
I'm glad nobody fought it during that.